Hello everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Team Recorder. Normally on this channel I'm giving tutorials, a lot of information thrown at you to practice, but on YouTube I really love to watch favourites videos from my favourite YouTubers, and I thought I would do kind of the same thing. So I thought it might be interesting to go into the music that I've been practicing, the instruments I've really been enjoying using, books that I've discovered, and other kind of miscellaneous things that I've been using a lot in my recorder playing. The great thing about a music career is that things are changing all the time. So what I've been practicing for the past 3 months will probably be very different from what I'm going to be playing in another half year's time. So without further ado, let's get into my summer favourites. So for a normal recorder concert, you will be carrying between anything from maybe 4 to 45 instruments with you. That's not an exaggeration. But sometimes I'm using some instruments more than others, and then for a while they have a special place in my heart. At the moment, I've been using the tenor recorders from my trio's Renaissance consort a lot. We have 3 tenors and I've kind of adopted tenor number 3 as the one I use all the time. I showed you these instruments recently in a video. These are a Renaissance consort made for us by a Dutch recorder maker called Van de Poel. The reason I've been playing this one so much is that my trio aXolot has been very busy over the summer with a music theatre project, and there we use only music by the Renaissance composer Macaron. I'll get to that in a bit, but we've been playing our Renaissance consort for that. So this tenor has been with me almost every day this summer. Funnily enough, this summer I've almost only been playing on Renaissance instruments, but that doesn't mean I've only been playing Renaissance music. I play with a band called Jeffery, and we are actually like a band. We have like guitars and drums and bass and sing and dance around on stage. We make pop music. Yeah, and in that I use my recorders, and one of my favourite recorders for pop music is actually my Ganassi Soprano by Stephan Blezinger. Now, I don't know how you feel about using early instruments in modern music, but I love the sound of this. This instrument is anyway, I would say, one of my favourites. It's a Ganassi Soprano in C, but the bottom joint is replaceable, so I have it in 415 and in 440. And I use the 440 joint a lot for modern music. The sound is big, it's flexible, it sounds really clear, it speaks with all different kinds of articulation, and I just love it. I'll put a little clip of it in action. So yes, this summer, out of all of the instruments I've been practicing on, my favourites have been this Van de Poel tenor and this Stephan Blezinger soprano. This summer I have been busy with 3 main projects. The one by aXolot, which is my trio, is really cool. It's a very strange and scary play called Hoe de grote mensen weggingen en wat er daarna gebeurde. And in this we scored all the music with compositions by Johannes Ockeghem. Now I'm showing you this music because it's not only really beautiful, but it's actually quite simple. These trios that we found are actually perfect for intermediate players as well. For example, this piece, my French is really terrible, so I'll just write the title here. It goes do, 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 do. So if you play in a small group and you're looking for some nice repertoire, I can really recommend this. It's beautiful, but it's not impossible. And in this play, we chose about 6 different pieces. There's some virelais, some canons, there's some songs, there's some pieces from a mass, and we found all of these pieces for free on a website called IMSLP. I'm going to put all the links here down below in the description so you can go and look at the pieces too, and if you like them, give them a play, let me know. Yeah, if I found nice music, I always like to spread the musical love. The main thing I've been practicing over the summer has been learning all of the pieces for the programme with the Royal Wind Music, and that's the ensemble I've recently joined. This was the programme. 19 separate small pieces, and they all had to be learned by heart. Whew. So the programme is called A Cosmography of Polyphony, so it's Renaissance polyphonic music from all different composers. I would have to say my favourite piece from this whole programme was the Lacrymae Triste by John Dowland. John Dowland was an English Renaissance composer, and he composed really sad music, but it's very beautiful. And the Lacrymae Triste, it's so beautiful. And when we were performing on stage in the cathedral with this big acoustic, there's one moment in the second section, da, da, and the chords will build up, and I was just like, There was a recording of all of these John Dowland Lacrymaes made recently by the Bassano Quartet and Daniel Bruggen, and they were using exclusively the Eagle recorders by Adriana Broking. So it was really interesting to hear an early piece with modern instruments. And the Royal Wind has also just recorded this whole programme, including the John Dowland, and that CD will be out next year. The Royal Wind version was a lot slower than the Bassano Quartet version, and I have to say I prefer it slow, but each to their own. So that's basically what I've been playing, Ockeghem Polyphony. This is quite weird for me because I am actually a specialist in contemporary music. Normally I'm there with composers and graphic scores and electronics and lots of contemporary things, but it has been so nice this summer just to play early music. The next thing in my summer favourites has been a classic, Sylvestro Ganassi's La Fontegara. I think this was the first kind of recording method book written only about the recorder, so not all about other kinds of instruments as well. What I've been using it for this summer is looking at his tables of divisions. So in this theatre project with my trio aXolot, sometimes we scored the music so that we'd be repeating the same thing over and over, and then I wanted to make some nice diminutions, so I turned to Mr. Ganassi for some help. And what he does is create all these tables. For example, he gives a simple passage and then gives about 4 zillion ways in which you can not ornament it exactly, but divide it, diminute it, in ways which you can play it in different ways. Sorry, my brain just went completely blank. For example, can become, or literally hours of fun. And there's another book that I've been reading this summer. This is actually a book that I've read parts of all through my studies, but I realised I didn't actually own it. So this summer I thought, okay, I'm going to order it, finally have it in my collection, and it's really nice to go through all these chapters again because you inevitably forget things. And that is The Cambridge Companion to the Recorder, published by Cambridge. This book is so full of information. I warn you, if you buy it, it will lead you to buy another 50 books because it keeps referring to so many interesting resources. This is basically an anthology of articles by different respected writers, and it goes from the recorder in the Middle Ages, Baroque recorder sonatas, the orchestral recorder, the recorder revival, the recorder in education, professional recorder players. It's really full of stuff, and if you are a recorder student, I recommend you have this because it gives a really good summary of lots of sources. A word of warning, this book was published 20 years ago. So a few of the chapters, like the recorder in the 20th century, the recorder in education, the recorder in modern music, they are out of date. But actually, they're not as out of date as I thought they would be. It's just a case of the most recent information is missing. There are a few doomy questions like, will the recorder ever make it into the 21st century? Will the recorder ever be able to stand up against other instruments? And it's like, yes, it's fine. I've enjoyed getting to know this book again. Something a little bit different. I have been using this a lot over the summer. This is a sling that I use with the Bassett and bass recorders. I've used quite a few different slings, but this is my favourite so far because it's got a very kind of sturdy but soft cushion on the back for the neck. It kind of distributes the weight of the recorder across my neck so it doesn't pull as much as if it's a really thin band. And it's really easy to adjust. You just, like this, down, up, down. My last sling, you had to be some kind of advanced Boy Scout to get into the knot that it was created with. So this is really easy. And it's actually a sling made for a bassoon. I got this one because it was very long for the bass recorders. I can't remember the brand, but it looks like this. BG. And the other accessory that I've been using a lot this summer is this little bottle. How English can I sound? This was sent to me by the nice people at Petzold by Kunat, and it's actually a bottle of Flautisept. And I was like, what is this? So I got my old German translator out, and this is an antiseptic spray for your recorders. All you do is spray it onto the recorder, wait 30 seconds, and it is disinfected. It says here that it protects against bacteria, germs, fungus, yeast, and virus, for example, cold sores. Now, when I'm working in a consort, like my trio or like the Royal Wind, we are sharing instruments a lot. And if someone has a cold, this is really handy to just spray on and then we're not spreading the germs. I'll put a link down below for places where you can buy this. It also says on the website that they've tested it on lots of recorders and it has not yet damaged any of them. So yeah, I can recommend it. It's September. Yesterday was my first day back at teaching and I'll go into this at a different stage, but for my kids, I have a sticker book, and over the summer I replenished my sticker supply with some stickers from Paperchase. This is an international stationery chain, and I got some little monsters and some rainbows and umbrellas, and basically, these ones were the only ones the kids wanted yesterday. They were very popular. Donuts. The next thing in my summer favourites may not be directly related to the recorder, but it kind of is. I'll explain why. It is the DVD box sets of the X-Files. Basically, the X-Files is and always has been my favourite TV show in the whole world. It's a sci-fi series from the 1990s, and at the beginning of the summer I thought, oh, why not? And I bought all 9 seasons on DVD. And the reason I'm mentioning it here is because it is so important to take breaks. Now, if you're a music student, look at me. Look into my eyes. Look at me. Take breaks. Take breaks. Rest. I'm serious. When I was studying, I would work so hard I would get sick. I would get physically sick. And it wasn't healthy. And my partner at the time had a great idea. There was a new rule. Every evening I had to watch one episode of The X-Files. This meant there were 42 minutes a day where I was resting. I was not working, I was not practicing, I was just taking time off. Letting yourself rest and relax is really important. If you don't do that, you can do all the practice in the world and you won't get anywhere because you're just going to burn out. Really, I just love watching TV. And the last thing in my summer favourites, yes, we're there already, the last thing, is also slightly related to the recorder. As many viewers have noticed and written to me about, I love to wear lipstick. And when I was in England, I bought no less than 5 lipsticks from a brand called NYX. NYX, maybe it's actually called NYX or something, and I'm just showing that I'm extremely crap at this. But I bought these lipsticks in amazing colours. Look at this. I'm gonna put this one on. Oh my God. Unfortunately, this colour is not recorder safe. I would not wear this one whilst playing my instruments, but I have been thinking about doing a video on which lipsticks are safe to use with the recorder, because I love to wear lipstick and I want to keep my recorders in good condition. But if you are a person that enjoys wearing makeup, I just love these ones. And these are the other colours very messily swatched onto the back of my hand. I'm going to list them down below as well, because I'm sure you're really interested what they are. So, did you enjoy this video of my summer favourites? If you liked it, let me know in the comments, and I will be back again in 3 months with my autumn favourites. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you click on the red button below or click on my belipsticked face, you can subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and see you next week. Bye!